Hello, people, and welcome to Massive Fan Art Stream. I'm kind of stumble along trying to get ready here, but I figured I need to get started sooner rather than later. It's 7:30 p.m. and it's later than how I usually would have started, but honestly, it's regular for all my other streams. It's a fine Tuesday night. It's still quite chilly out here, but things have been pretty nice overall. Today I'm gonna work on the second bit of my missions here, and kind of just enjoy some NES music as I just get started working on this Arius Fox mission here. Just tackling some stuff right here. I might make a variant with a little blue highlight, but this should be more than enough for what I need. So I'm kind of just working with this at the moment. But yeah, glad everyone could stop by. It's a little later, but I'm kind of just rocking out. I think to start, I'm gonna see if I can't find an alternate monochrome palette. And I'll actually try to search for something on a different different folder. So in terms of like, I guess, monochrome stuff, you know what? I'm not gonna look for a new palette just yet. I'm just gonna work with what I have right now. Find a different palette. I was gonna find like an orange palette, but this doesn't work so far. I should probably recap one of what I did previously. So, a commission that I did last stream is oh, I was like, where the hell? Okay. So yeah, did a Angelo Falls commission and turned out pretty well with text, without text, and there's a little bit of gap here, but I'll probably factor in something different with this. Hell, maybe emphasize. Maybe I'll just be like, okay, go 160 by 160, 160 by 144. That's more than enough. Yeah, that'll work. It's already there. But yeah, turned out pretty well. I'm pretty happy with this, and I mostly been doodling all day, plus doing some, life stuff, housekeeping, all that stuff. And you know what? Let me just reference. Yeah, well, we're just gonna doodle. Alright. We need an actual new layer here. Mother. Access. I'm having this screen record for a bit for maybe the first time on this sprite. Pick Square can screen record no problem, but a sprite, well, can't do nothing. Of course, I spelled sketch wrong. Well, a little bit. It is what I can do. I think I'll probably just have it be nice and quiet for the next, probably just have this quiet for, have myself be, working diligently for just having a nice silence. Right, just do something pretty sick. I'm actually kind of like not being super creative with this pose. I'm kind of like going off of this initial pose. Up, I need to lock this spot. Lock you. And nudge you may just lock. Lock everything. Lock all. In fact, let's just make it a single screen in case I move it. Motherfucker. Stop selecting, please. Am I gonna have to just yeah. This is what I'll probably just tackle right now is a little bit of work right here. And yeah, kind of just messing around with this cyberpunkish type draw right here. It's pretty straightforward overall. Kind of just copying is a thing a little too much. But honestly, I'll let this go. I think I'm kind of overthinking how it should look in general, but yeah, we'll work off of this. Let's see, I could probably nudge this further so I could have the arm look here. That look pretty sick. I guess I'm kind of just being probably further down. Nudge the head just a while farther. It'll look aesthetic. Look pretty aesthetic. I think I just work with silk here. And do something for the Game Boy while you enjoy some Isabel chimming music here. Oh yeah, what have I been up to for me to basically delay this stream the entire day? Because I did promise that I would stream a little earlier, but now that I think about it, I never actually specified what time, because I never really specified a good schedule of this stuff. But honestly, it's all right. I think I'm just being being a little self-critical here. Have a bit here. See some stuff could be some cool. Boy. So, I mean, I haven't really been doing a significant amount. I've also been reorganizing my markers. I had them in my room. Most of my day's been cleaning up my room. It's spring, or you know, I had the time to clean up my room. In some ways, I cleaned up my bookshelf because they were just on the floor. Cleaned up a bunch of sketchbooks that were on just the ground, and did a bit of did some what's it called, refilling some markers and just readjusting, figuring out what marker refills I'm missing. So looked through that, found the markers that was need to refill. I didn't refill everything I want to refill, but I found the markers that, you know, were legit, they didn't have refills that needed refills, and I ordered new refills from Blick Art Supply because I've been meaning to fill those markers. I usually use those Copic markers for convention commissions. Of course, I convention that. That was good. Wow. I should probably refine it. I do have a basic idea of how it's supposed to work. Oh. Okay. I think it's mostly a matter of kind of just getting the actual proper get the basic face shape going here. I gotta just not get that down. Oh yeah, I've been I probably won't be doing any game. Not that anyone wants to use about playing a shitty run of ballad show. I was gonna play Demon's Turf, but it's kind of later in the night. I pick up or at least drop my brother off and pick him up. So it's gonna be a shorter stream comparison. Honestly, I'll let that go. I can be disappointed, or I can just salvage what I did today and do slightly better tomorrow. Because otherwise, you'll just end up moping. So, I do not plan to mope, but instead, just get to work. Things like that. Because, once it'll be worth it to just make my client happy. Because it ended up making things pretty good here. The previous time I was really happy, and in turn attracted other people to me. That's pretty nice. That that's basically why artists do commissions in general. Or at least the more altruistic reason why artists do commissions. I mean, obviously, doing commissions to make money is always good, but I feel like there is a sense of maybe purpose when it comes to doing these commissions where you're basically providing maybe a heroic sense of, I'm not even sure how I could explain it, but I kind of feel like a hero in some ways. I should probably his face is a little skinny. I'm so used to drawing foxes a certain way that whenever I need to draw a fox in, I guess, the more standard furry style, I tend to kind of fumble a bit because I think I like drawing foxes in a style, like the classic I guess the closest one that I can think of is Metal Gear Solid or Metal Gear 1's Fox logo, where it's that cartoon fox, but it's really cartoon. Full on that fox looks straight out really classic Disney. I think I kinda just like that aspect a little bit. Probably because they have a more, I guess, longer nose, because I like foxes with much longer noses. But that's probably just me being insane. luckily, I'm versatile. At the end of the day, it's just shapes. I'd say, and you probably found this from other tutorials where, the secret to finding alternate art styles is not necessarily, be a super talented, but kind of like seeing the shapes in different art styles. As, if you're able to see the different types of art styles with the different shapes, kind of like don't know where this, but the point is that it's not necessarily need extreme talent, because if you take more of the time to kind of like study the work more, like I'm looking at the refs right, and I'm kind of like getting most of the stuff right there, and I feel confident that I could probably get more of the I could probably get more of the flesh down much better, and then widen the smile more. I think this is shattering. If I remember right, this song is from Shatter. Yep, it's from Shatter. I'm looking at my VLC player right now. You want to know what I'm totally missing right now is I am missing having the ability to rotate the canvas like I could and pick square and kind of weird because pick square, it has stuff that's missing, like shortcut keys, but in other senses it has stuff that is an overall just improvement. Like again, ever should not have adjusted this. I think I'm spending too much of my time 100% pixel accuracy. Yeah. I guess I'm kind of like getting myself more focused on figuring out what the heck to do overall. Because as you go in it, you're just in ponder this mode. Trying to figure out, okay, how you're actually how you want to really do this. Get back. Okay. I'm getting slightly better with this. And sort of, yes. Sort of. I hope to be able to get this done at least. That's the hope. Get this done before 9, so I can at least say, hey, I made significant progress instead of basically procrastinated and did housework all day. And it is important work. It's cleaning the house, which I never have time to clean stuff like that. Usually I spend a lot of my time going home and going to bed and going to work and going through that cycle of, I guess, not really being in myself as a person, I suppose. So yeah, it's kind of weird because I told myself that I would stream every day, but streaming every day kind of like gets in the way of, I suppose, the relaxation aspect of this. But yeah, it's one of those things where my brain's telling me, bro, you have all this time you use it for getting all that stuff that you get done for the longest time, bro. Chop, chop, bro. You only have 4 or 5 days before you have to go back to your stupid day job, so you better make this work. I mean, so far so good. I've been refining this much better. Looking pretty good overall. Sorry. Let's see. And I'm kind of just futzing about with making my hair just look as wild as possible. Once I do that, really overall. Because yeah, so far this is looking pretty aesthetic. I keep saying pretty aesthetic, but this is overall looking great. Actually, surprisingly crushing. I think it's because I did warm up drawings, or at least did my daily sketches. I'm kind of really exploring. Well, she's not really a new OC, but an OC that I'm like making public recently. Yeah, so far it's literally just me making an excuse to just draw stupid cows. And she's one of the few cows I'm like, okay, might have like some idea of a story. But I'm actually not really thinking of the story well, because the most I got is cool wizard with a half and half pattern. And that looks easy. That's literally just it for her for now. It's just she has a cool half and half pattern. I haven't like thought of anything beyond that at the moment. Half and half pattern, which means she probably has power to do with like duality and things like that. So I'm kind of like trying to figure out things. I did say earth-shattering power, but I think it's mostly because in her original drawing that I made with her, she has a giant stone tablet. I think it's literally because I saw that stone. I think I saw a reference of a stone tablet. I was like, that would be a cool idea for like a mage's, I guess, spell book thing. Is having a tablet where they would put their spells and cast. But of course, I never really wrote shit on that tablet, because it would look sick if I had like some things like that. But it is what it is. I think the one thing I'm trying to give myself leeway to is to tell myself that you have plenty of time to think of the intricacies of the weird fantasy world that you're trying to ponder. Because, you know, at the end of the day, this doesn't, I mean, it does matter to me, but at the end of the day, it's not going to be a good world if you don't think of every tiny little world building thing for Black Mass specifically, especially since you're still not as aware of what the video is gonna entail in terms of what's the gameplay, how's it gonna be fun. You know, is stealth going to be interesting enough to warrant making skills and a storyline, a character who needs to sneak around and not get walled by animals way larger than. I mean, that is basically the logic that I'm using for Black Mass sneaking around. Is he is not big and strong specifically. Like, he can be skilled, sure, but he's not the biggest motherfucker to the get fights. And because he's not a huge motherfucker, because Cole's not huge, he can't afford to take crazy risks like fighting people. So that's the gist of the stealth so far. So that is a long time coming. I still need to talk to Adam more, or at least get this stuff in my hands to just what it's about. It is what it is. So I'm trying not to worry too much. I need to believe in the Incredible Hulk. I've been, or not the Incredible Hulk, but Bruce Banner. I've been reading Immortal Hulk, and it's been fun. It's nice. Like, I think I'm nearly done with all the, I guess, available volumes that it has. Because I think I'm on volume 10 so far. That's been pretty alright. Been tackling that for a bit. That's pretty fascinating. The leader has shown up in the story. You know, Sam Stearns. He showed up in the Red Hulk, or I guess, yeah. Let's just call it the Red Hulk movie, because that's honestly what it is. The Captain America movie kind of wasn't good enough to like be like, oh, it's it's worth calling it a Captain America movie. It's really a Hulk movie. But it is really nice to kind of just see all the, I guess, old Hulk stuff actually back and working. You're seeing Joe Fixit, the Gray Hulk, kind of just doing stuff. Of course, he's not Gray Hulk, and I guess that'll be a long time coming thing where they'll show him becoming Gray Hulk later. But right now, he's sort of an variant of Bruce Banner, because I guess he's repressed Gray Hulk in a sense, because he's still spending a lot of time trying to repress Devil Hulk. So that's been a long thing going. And yeah, it's been pretty bananas with like Betty being Harpy and Rick Jones basically being like having gamma powers overall, and Doc Samson becoming Sasquatch with Alpha Flight, or at least at this point Gamma Flight. So that's kind of just one of those things where they're going all over the place. And of course, they weren't kidding when they said that this was going to be a really good horror comic. Because yeah, it takes a lot of body horror. Like, if you're a fan or maybe not a fan of body horror, this will be, this comic's for you. Or at least you should avoid the comic if you don't like body horror. But if you do like body horror, I absolutely recommend it. Because yeah, they do some stuff with the Hulk that I've kind of like realized, oh, he should be doing that, honestly. I don't know why they hadn't thought of that before, but of course, you know, this is a comic where they're kind of just exploring the concept of Hulk in a way. Or maybe it's sort of a back to form type deal where they're like, okay, this is Hulk back to being a weird monster story. So, all right. Okay, so far so good. I've got the face down pretty well. So there's gonna be space for the highlights, though I can adjust this higher. And that'll look good here. And then kind of like do a cartooning thing where you're not seeing the top eyes, but kind of just the bottom of the eyes. They probably like shrink this for good. And then kind of do a very, very rough I guess eye trick overall. And that'll kind of work. Yeah, I'll add this line fade out in color and stuff like that. And I've still been meaning to play more Effects Xanadu, because that game has been in my playlist for a bit. I've just been not. I've been ignoring. Yeah, that's this one. I think about use the liner as a guide. Use the liner as a guide. That is sort of working. I can make this work. Not so dumb. I'm not that dumb. Ugh. Okay. Working better and better. This could be thicker. These are a little thin, so I need to thicken this up a bit. This could be much thicker. Like, push this more. I also want to play a Magician because I like its music. It's made me curious of, you know, what this game is about. This music sounds like it's an RPG. So, yeah, it's because it looks like, you know, looks like it's a Western made, but I'm sure it actually has legit proper CRPG, or at least for the NES CRPG stuff. So yeah, it's been making me curious to at least give it a glance. I could probably rock this. I know this probably ain't even the time for this, but doubt it. I'm already here because it's already pretty active. Started looking a little good here. I should also control SU. Take a swig. Enjoy my beer. Hmm. Yeah, I'll control X and export out at the moment. Like have you export as a whip. Just have save here. And kind of just say hello to my client, just to say, yeah, I'm actually working on it. I didn't completely abandon all day. Yeah, sometimes I feel like, oh, I spent all day working on it, and I literally say, oh, I'm gonna be working on this day. I don't even check back with them. All right. Alright, so far. Yeah, it's always good to at least keep some amount of communication, just to indicate that yes, you're actually working on the mission. I'd say a lot of I guess problems when it comes to people missing out on the mission is that the artist doesn't communicate with their client as much, so you end up with a bit of a snafu where the client thinks that you're not working on it when the client probably has legit problems like family issues or a specific emergency. Of course, the artist doesn't communicate that to the client. Because of all the miscommunication, both parties are just upset together. No one's happy. It's all crap. Now, obviously, if you communicate that as early as possible, at least, I don't know, tear off the band-aid, so to speak. I mean, telling the bad news is going to hurt, but it's better than holding it forever and not mentioning it until it's way too late. Everyone all just explodes. So I suppose another pro tip for taking commissions and doing commissions is to establish a specific communication something. Like it could be email, it could be telegram, it could be something, but you need to be able to communicate ASAP, whether it's through a message or physically comment on their social media and stuff like that. Otherwise, you'll just have a lot of people not happy in general, and it'll overall harm your reputation as an artist, because you'll just be known as the late guy who can't make deadlines that they proposed. That's the big rub, is because you're a freelance artist, arguably you're the one who made the schedule. Like, you have no boss to answer to other than you, so kind of need to take that responsibility. And I guess a lot of people who take commissions don't consider that as much, because overall you do need to remember that you gotta be accountable to what's essentially promises. And it's not to say that you should be in professional brain all the time, where you must be the most super pro thing, because honestly I feel like this isn't professional advice, but more just human life advice, maybe relationship advice, where I think a lot of relationship advice boils down to talking to other people will help alleviate all your problems, honestly. Like, I read all that advice when it comes to talking with dealing with divorce or potential divorce, bad dates, sex, love, friendship, a lot of that stuff. A lot of that boils down to just talk to the other person like a normal person, instead of making them assume that they can read your mind and stuff like that. Because contrary to, I guess, a lot of evidence where it says humans can read between the lines, a lot of humans aren't that exceptional reading. They can't mind all the time. So obviously speaking words is always good, which is why a lot of people probably prefer phone calls in general, or at least a lot of, I guess, older folks. A lot of older gents are like, okay, we need to communicate on the phone, because I think overall what they're trying to convey is they're trying to get the context in your voice. I can see why people want phone calls in general, or at least why I guess office work wants phone calls. I'm sure if you're younger and more used to text communication, you probably will just be more fine with just writing text. But it's like another issue when it comes to pure text communication is that most people are shit writers. Like, most people cannot be able to describe stuff or communicate things in writing effectively or shortly or in a way that's clear to everyone. A lot of people will communicate and have a lot of contradictions. You'd think, okay, maybe they should go to English Cast more often, but it's like, I'm currently reading, I guess, The Elements of Style. It's a really old school book on just general writing style. But a lot of that stuff is stuff that I don't remember learning or in grade school at all. Like this, like, why isn't The Elements of Style a default textbook in schools? Like a default English textbook at all? Because that that is a way better English textbook in general than any other like English textbook ever. Like the Elements of Style is basically, hey, here's how to write clearly. Not even just like how to write with good grammar and stuff like that, but just how to communicate your ideas without confusing people. You know? And that book is sorely needed, honestly. I've been reading that. It's dry, I'll admit that, so there's probably a reason why nobody reads it. But I feel like, even for its dryness, I feel like it's essential reading. I've actually also been reading Write Faster, Write Better, and it's basically Elements of Style, but it's much faster read, which is ironic because I'm still kind of reading. But it talks about being better with research, and doing a lot of research will help you complete your writing and get your writing done much faster than usual. Like it's not gonna show, well actually no, I think it can show you how to write term papers faster. Like it's not specifically about writing term papers, but it is about getting things done, more effectively, making better like workflow decisions. So I recommend Write Better, Write Faster, because it is a solid reference book personally. So I would recommend it. I've been, just reading it, and I think I'm improving in my writing. Like, well, I'm getting writing done more often, which is probably a harder thing to say because I never feel like I'm getting writing done. But I am getting tiny things down. Like I'm completing more blog posts. So most of those blog posts are picture blogs, but honestly, I'm getting better at just having those tiny blurbs. It's also significantly gotten me better at writing alt text. I think being able to write alt text better has been the reason why I've been doing pretty well on Blue Sky. I think I'm currently at 1.4K on Blue Sky right now. And I think I'm close to getting the follower count that I had on Twitter in 2 years. Honestly, probably less than 2 years than I had ever on Twitter. Like, Blue Sky has been great for me, and it probably helps that probably a complete unknown everywhere else. Like even on Newgrounds, which I have been doing better on Newgrounds, admittedly. I'm still pretty, I guess, under the ground overall. Like I'm not super notable, but I have been getting front page on Newgrounds a lot, so I'm sure that's been contributing to, some people probably knowing that I exist. So, yeah, you gotta take those victories pretty well, I'd say probably for the 11 years that I guess I've been doing internet posting and stuff like that, I guess it's now finally time to, I guess, be recognized as the bride, so to speak. Because, sometimes whenever you're doing, I suppose, the online grind for relevance or something like that, it can be easy to feel like you're never chosen, that you're never number one, or that you're never a person anyone can look to be like, hey, you're the guy who does that cool stuff. Because right now you don't even know what kind of stuff you really do. So it's one of those things where you kind of gotta focus on maintaining your personal garden in some ways, because otherwise you'll just end up constantly jealous all the time and resenting everyone else just because they have more clout, I suppose. And I guess thanks to getting the fuck away from Twitter and Instagram, it's made me much more mellow about not fretting so much about, I guess, likes and followers and stuff like that. I suppose I still care in some ways, because it is sort of half the reason why I do kind of stick with my furry art and stuff like that, because it is a thing that gets the most attention, but it is a thing that fuels my creativity most. Whenever I'm like working on human designs, I never feel as creative as when I'm working with furry designs. Like, even though I'm reading the Immortal Hulk, I'm never thinking about like other characters, like human characters, like doing cool stuff. I'm thinking, okay, what's like all that cool stuff that you could do with my OCs and stuff like that. So it's like I'm not thinking as much. And honestly, ain't a bad thing to, ain't horrible. I mean, I'm sure, obviously, anthro animals aren't everyone bad. But honestly, I think I've gotten to a point where I've stopped trying to impress other people with, I guess, my skills, and kind of just worked at my own pace. Of course, there's still some things that I could improve on with backgrounds. I think me working on these commissions has helped me procrastinate on working on more backgrounds for Black Mask. But, I'll get to it soon. I think one thing that I've been finding techniques on kind of just getting myself to work on backgrounds more often is getting myself to maybe add tiny backgrounds to my illustrations. It's not perfect, and it is there, but I do try to do things like add elements of like maybe a floor or a larger cast shadow, or maybe an object that one of my characters sitting on. It's not perfect though, because most of the times I keep sketching characters just in blank spaces all the time. So that can be, I'm still trying to work at getting myself to just finish art, because that's also another thing that's also been the contributing factor to, I suppose, me getting quote unquote more eyeballs on the work, is I'm actually finishing artwork as opposed to just making sketches all the time. So I'm trying to focus on just actually making a better effort to finish my work. So it is what it is. I'll figure that out sooner or later. And who knows, maybe in a few years I'll actually crank out those big illustrations that I admire so much, that take up hours of my fucking time, because they're basically huge feats of research and painting knowledge that I just still fucking lack. Yeah. Get that. That should be right. I need to really get myself better at tackling. But then I do need to get those nails down, so. There. Good. Looking. And I'm sure that once I get this done, I will be effectively done with all my Gameboy missions. So I only got 2 slots in my stuff. I should probably like talk about my work in a way, but I do take Gameboy missions. So, if you type in command GB missions, like type it here, you can get to my form where you can get your own mission right here. And I do them pretty fast. They're all 144 by 144. And they're all $8. It's fairly large. They're large sprites than how I usually do it, but they're very accurate. I'm a damn good pixel artist, and you'll do really well with that. But yeah, you can hit me up with that, and check me out all over the place with that if you want to get your own commission. So yeah, talk to me online all over the place to get your own commission. I'm gonna be doing more commissions overall, but for now, just gonna be working on these Gameboy commissions for the. So yeah, at the moment I have 2 more slots open. Well, arguably 3 more slots, but I'm gonna say 2 more slots. So get it while you can. I am here for most of the rest of the week, and we'll try to chat. Yep. Okay, back. Good. Alright. Let that go. I can probably do something like this too. Could probably do some cool shit. These highlights, because he did want to have some highlights for his what's it called? For those stuff like that. I could probably work out a little bit of this, but the jacket's complicated. I think I can. Also, I'm not done with the thumb. I should get that thumb done before I think of more complicated stuff. This'll work. Good. I'm making it work anyways. but the line art is tight, like absolutely tight. I could probably make the line art better, more pro Game Boy, things like that. And I'm kind of looking at my pixel art in comparison to other people's pixel art, and you know, a lot of other pixel artists are much more, I suppose, not as stiff when it comes to, you know, doing pixel art, or at least doing their pixel art techniques. They're much more just non-traditional overall. I suppose to me it was like, it must be that stupid stair step thing, because otherwise it'll just look like jagged. You know, it'll look jaggy, and you don't want jaggies. And no, I don't want jaggies. But it does cause me to take forever on line art specifically. I feel like once I get the line art down, doing all the rest of the stuff ends up just being super easy. Because then I don't have to worry too hard about getting the shading on. The line art's already done. The first one is much better. Yeah, I've recognized the Batman soundtrack with some soft bass. More swig of beer. It's probably a bad idea to be doing all drinking, because drinking just makes me tired and focused. I should not drink. I think I might quit. Like, it's not a problem, but I feel like it's one of those things where I guess it's not efficient for me to drink. It's kind of weird, because drinking's not a problem for me. I think it's more just I'm a lighter weight than I want to be. Like, whenever I drink, I get tired. And, you know, you see people able to pound down liters of alcohol, no problem feeling. Meanwhile, I'll have 2 beers and I feel woozy. So, you know, I guess I'm just that much of a social drinker overall. Because that's mostly just when I just do most of my drinking, just at social occasions. I'm not an alcoholic in the sense that I'm seeking alcohol or looking for a good time. I think it's mostly just I do alcohol as it's something to do. Like, I still have shots of Malort, mostly because my friend bought me a bottle of Malort just as a gag to say, hey, you're a Chicago guy, so enjoy your Malorts. Of course, obviously, Malort tastes like shit. I think this is to give all the tourists just, you know, Malort's a drink that Chicago people just give to all the tourists to just drink just as a gag. But me, I live more in like the suburbs of Illinois, so like effectively northern Illinois, things like that. I don't really live Chicago proper, but like, you know, the Chicago area basically. So I'm like 45 minutes away from downtown. So yeah, it's a Chicago area. And effectively, I'm just able to just say, yeah, I'm close to Chicago. Because, like, other than a Blues Brothers fan, you know, that or fuck Joe. I live in Chicago. It's overall. I probably like doxed myself, but also I never specified where exactly in Joliet I. Because I could be in downtown Joliet, I could be in the prison, I could be like north of 80. No one knows that. I could actually be in Romeoville too. I could be in Naperville, really. No one should be in Naperville. No one should be cursed to live in Naperville. There's nothing in Naperville worth having. They got rid of the Barnes and Nobles and downstairs, so what the hell does Naperville actually have? I'm absolutely gonna dunk on Naperville because motherfuck Naperville. Driving through Naperville is always a pain in the butt sometimes. But I do like the art gallery, I suppose. I go to the art gallery. Used to do figure drawing. Well, I didn't do figure drawing. Through figure drawing. I miss doing that. At least the social gathering. I probably talked about it more in different streams. But I miss just that aspect of kind of being able to be around other artists' friends. It wasn't really much of a critique group because most of us had like it's difficult to like know the critique because we never know what we're really improving because we're all just a sense of needing to improve ourselves, so we never really focus on what the others need to improve because I think effectively you're not really doing egregiously wrong. I think most of us kind of just know what the hell we're doing, and most of us don't really know how to effectively explain what needs improvement. Because I guess the figure drawing, or at least the figure drawing session I'm in, is fairly casual. Like most of the models are just being paid from Craigslist pocket. So it's not like super professional muscular folks. Well, I probably could do some more figure drawing, like live models, where I like find some more muscular models, because there are occasions where I do feel like my drawing skills are slipping some ways, where I sometimes feel like I'm getting worse at drawing because I'm just drawing anthros all the damn time. I feel like I'm not, because whenever I people watch and I draw them, I end up feeling like I draw them amazing because they're much more expressive. They're much more caricatured. Like I like how they look. They look like really classic comic style or cartooning styles, like really old school, like Alex Toth stuff. Like I look at Alex Toth art and I'm like, yeah, he really knows how to simplify figures. So I'm always just in awe of, I'm always kind of pondering how I can do that kind of stuff with my figure drawing in general. So I'm kind of always just looking at Alex Toth's art, kind of like figure out, okay, how can I just simplify these figures? Because he is really good at, he has a lot of solutions to problems that I have, or at least drawing problems that I have that I want to solve. And he's really good at that, especially vehicles and things like that. He's really good at drawing good, simplified vehicles that still just have enough detail detail where it looks correct. Like Alex Roth is really good. Not Alex Roth. Yeah, Alex Ross. Why did I say Roth? But he is really good at having the correct line. I think it's probably because he was disciplined by he had the discipline from like other art people, other teachers who was like, you need to simplify a lot of this stuff. Or doing a lot of superfluous line work when you have to. Like Alex Roth is, I guess, the element of style when it comes to drawing. You know how like element of style is for writing. Well, this is for effectively. No, it is with that. I've also been watching a few painting tutorials by Ian Roberts, where he kind of like talks about how you can use composition to just make the oil paint, you know, more interesting, or not just interesting, like just use your composition to fill out problems in your oil paint. And honestly, he's pretty right on that front. I'd say a lot of my drawing problems with I guess in general is just my composition just not as efficient. Like I remember I was doing an alternate cover for Inside the Door. But I was so miserable painting because just the composition from the start was just not good. Like it was just a struggle painting because overall the composition made little sense. You know, the characters were kind of like just placed awkwardly. The lighting was not correct. I wasn't doing enough like lighting studies to just decide where the hell the lighting really needs to be. I think that's also my I think that also might be the reason why my digital artwork's suffering as well, is because I don't use my digital painting to plan thumbnails and nothing like that. I am either going off of the initial ink drawing that I found or that I made, not really doing much to improve it, or I'm kind of just futzing about. I realized that I didn't leave room for the guy's tail. I'll figure that out. Ugh. But I still need to refine. Fell off working those games. I mean, overall, it's still dying. But I think I need to go use the bath so. Actually, I'm gonna take a break for a bit. I will be right back. Bada bing, I return. Oh yeah, I never turned on my music. Blah. Right. Oh yeah, I got some notes from my client. So we're gonna be doing some fast adjustments, which is totally cool since it's still pretty early. And it's actually essentially saved me a whole bunch of problems, or at least it saved me a whole bunch of effort. So let me just effectively work some new stuff here. So part 1, make the muzzle wider, which makes sense. I think I drew this muzzle much thinner for I guess, me. I think this goes back to, again, my style when it comes to drawing foxes. Is essentially I draw foxes with much thinner muzzles in general. Mostly because I guess I prefer foxes overall with thinner muscles. Well, this guy has a much larger, thicker muzzle overall. But luckily, I think I can make this work. So far, so good. Yeah, it should be mod. Yeah, I think that's one. I guess one of the little bits of style stuff that I've kind of just been hitting is I'm hitting muzzles that aren't as I guess common with I suppose the general furry art style. Is I am effectively constantly thinking about the animal themselves and how I'm caricaturing the animal, as opposed to, I guess, the actual model sheet. Let's get that down. I think I've got it down pretty well. Oh. Okay. Good. And also, he's gonna be shirtless. Because that saves me a whole bunch of problems overall. Well, actually, no. You know, he wants to show the fur pattern, but that's amazing for me because now I don't have to draw the wrinkles. I don't have to draw the wrinkled clothes. Hell yeah. Because I was royally struggling with these clothes, but now I don't have to. I can just, well, actually, I probably have other problems with like getting the fur pattern down, but honestly, I feel like it'll be easier getting that down. Actually, like adhering the wrinkles. So far, so good. We're rocking. And I can just scrap these aspects because he's gonna be rocking with the shirt and the chest and shit like that, bro. Like full on, just bare chest. We're seeing the actual goddamn muscles, motherfucker. We're seeing full on muscles. We're seeing the shag, chest hair. This is real muscle stuff. Like the real, what's it, Barazoku, wherever it's called. Where it's like full on the hard gay real shit. The actual like muscular motherfuckers. We're not on this femboy shit. We're on goddamn twunks, bro. We're doing it hard. Let's motherfucking go, man. We're getting some real Zangief stuff here. Damn, Zangief's cool. I think it's funny when the big person goes up and down and the little person loses half their life points. I've been paying attention to a lot of fighting games lately. I know, I think Tekken got an update. But I haven't, like, I don't know exactly what that entails other than, I guess, Anna Williams showing up in the new game. Still, that's pretty rad, though. I could probably make this thicker because they're down here now. Yeah. Probably like rock that. And the hair goes here, and then I think you'll be able to see the back a little easier. I'm looking at this. Yeah, this is a lot more square in style than this. But it is close to the longer jaw overall. Like, I feel like this jaw would actually be even lower. Like, this would be much lower. Much wider. Okay, maybe that's a little too wide. I think the nose just needs to be overall higher. Maybe that's what's getting me. That's more than enough. I think back here. Okay, I need to get back to doing this. Yeah, that'll work. I'm making it work. And what's nice is I can just use a silhouette of the sleeve to make more fluff. Because I'm just that much of a Chad, man. I'm just a hyper-intelligent super artist, man. I'm like the most ultra instinct motherfucker imaginable, baby. Let's see. All right, got you going. Probably so. This higher. You probably look to me as if I'm insane, but I know exactly. I'm playing these cards right. I like Ballad Throw. Completely played those cards wrong. It's kind of funny. Sometimes I think that I'm just mumbling like a crazy person. But normally I don't mumble to my I do mumble to myself when I'm not streaming. But I definitely do it more than I normally do off stream. Because I don't normally mumble this much on stream. I usually will at least. I usually will be more silent because it's like I'm listening to music as well. Clear that out. Clear that out to get more of the biceps. We have the biceps. We have the little biceps. Biceps and the triceps. Hell yeah. Okay. Look thicker. Yeah, this is sort of touching the edge of the Game Boy. But let me rock. Still, this is looking good. I'm making it work. Nah, so I could probably no, that ain't gonna work because the forearm's like this. It would be layering closer. Bigger bicep here. That'll look good. So if I don't finish this by 10, I'll continue on this tomorrow. Because it's currently 9:05, which means I have an hour to either clutch this down or I'll have to come back later, which is a shame. Also, still didn't work on my hand. So, gonna have to at least deal with this now. Since I'm already down here. Yeah. Got it done. This claw side. Push this thumb. Give this finger more priority so wise than this side, so it looks more like it's overlapping. It looks good. I'm making it work. Yeah, probably put the claw here. Claw's much more There we are. Bada boom. That looks pretty. That looks good. I should at least drop some progress word to kind of just indicate, hey, if I'm going in the general direction that you are seeing with this, just to see if I'm making sense of this. So I'm gonna export this, call it whip 3. And then send that whip to my client. All right. Should work. So far, this is like more straightforward. There are some little patterns that I've kind of like need to make room for. Like there's actually a slight triangular pattern in its fur here, which means the fuzz will get in the way. I'll probably need to make the fuzz smaller at this spot. Is it? It's thick. I feel like its head's off. To rework. Where this head is. Again, I don't want to touch it. I don't want to touch the head. Like I want to use all the screen real estate, but I'm completely annihilatable. Alright. Looking aesthetic. Look. Though, kind of tired. Still, it is working. Oh, I work on the hand enough. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of the hands, but work that for much more. Uh, Fluff. All right, got the approval from my client. Things are gonna be smooth sailing. Yeah, we roll and roll. Probably shouldn't be working on this until I actually get the overall silhouette. Oh, the overall silhouette is just there's so much happening. They do have the airplane. There's just a wee bit. I just there's a bit of refinement still needs to be done, but I can make that work. Pretty. I can nudge you out. Let's give it a more interesting silhouette here. That should be much better. I do still want to figure out how to get this, I guess, get these pieces into Game Boy Player, or at least into an actual, I suppose, Game Boy ROM. Because half the reason I did this is to figure out how to make this more, like, you know, get myself practicing more of my workflow with that black mask, but also to be able to figure out how to do this faster. So I'd say the current point of improvement when it comes to my pixel art right now is that I spend a lot of time on it. That could be improved if I took more of a time to kind of think hard about, okay, I have line art. What am I doing with this line art? I kind of get myself to do this slightly faster, I suppose. Spirit, babe. Hell yeah. Okay. Yeah, it looks a little too long now. I'm looking at this and that's too long. It's supposed to be a much shorter piece of fur. Knock that down with. Yeah, just push this. And push you. You know, it's kind of funny with Castlevania 3 because I was playing a little bit of Castlevania 3 while I was watching the Netflix show, and I felt like the show was just so slow paced I could get really far in Castlevania 3 while the show was just still in season 2. I think I got to Clock Tower by season 3. Then I like gave up because Clock Towers fuck off hard. Like I thought people were exaggerating with like how difficult the Medusa heads are, but no. The Medusa heads are relentless. So Clock Tower was a bit of a wall for me. Of course, still felt easier to watch than basically Trevor Belmont fighting death, being a total like shit. Like what do you? Like I feel like you're trying to do something. I feel like you're trying to. I feel like you're kind of like going places that. Don't. Also, the vampire politics thing is a little bit like it's taking 5 effort and kind of taking away from the action of, I suppose, them doing stuff. But maybe that's just like kind of like getting bored of the pacing. I don't feel like the pacing's that good with the Castlevania show. I think the one thing that really can kill a show when it comes to, I guess, the sit down and talk sections of a lot of shows is a lot of that dialogue is like not as interesting. I'm sure it's not like a podcast, like every show can't really be a podcast. Like every show can't be like Welcome to the Hill or nothing like that, but come on, bro. Like, this is kind of real slow. Well, except the what's his face? The Leon. Well, not the guy who became a slave to that girl. The guy who shows up in the guy who's a character of Curse of Darkness. Trevor. No, not Trevor. The other one. I forget the guy's name. He's the protagonist of Curse of Darkness. You'll know. Watch this. You know your Castlevania more. Never played Curse of Darkness, but it's Curse of Darkness is the PlayStation 2 1 Castlevania. That was the other 3D. That's one of the few 3D Castlevania games that it's there. I think it's one of the better ones. It looks better. Like it's not as it doesn't look as jank as Castlevania 64 and like both the Castlevania 64 now like they were really struggling with Castlevania work in 3D. It's kind of weird. Well, actually, it's not that, but I think 3D Castlevania would work. It's just you really need to figure out what the heck you're actually doing with 3D Castlevania, because it's like I feel like you're putting too much effort in the. I feel like a whip is a difficult game mechanic to do in 3D because most weapons in 3D you're able to have a sense of punchiness to it. Like with a whip, you can at least hold a frame for a bit. But then again, Bloodborne's whip felt pretty good. So maybe I'm just talking out my ass. I could probably make this the way it works. Yeah, this sounds pretty decent for like 8-bit punk way. Like Rob Ho was really decent. Just emulating punk style, just something with the chip tune. Yes. So, rats on. Yeah, I want to fiddle around.
Yo, dude.
Yeah, I like this soundtrack. Nice and casual. I also just like the musical composition. Nice head bopper. I wish someone would remix or like cover this song. This is really good. It probably is a cover. I'm not hard. You know what? Because I got like up the sex appeal, the boob is getting bigger. I'm making the nipple larger. Gotta do it. Gotta make the little boob bigger. I'm also not thinking hard enough, because how am I gonna make the other boob larger while being able to still show the nipple? Ah, boy. I'll figure that out later. It's kind of like, okay, I'm doing something to really like buff the actual energy of the ref, but I'm not thinking hard enough in terms of pixel practice, I suppose. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 da, 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 da. Da 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 da. Ba ba da 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 da. Ba ba da 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 da. Man, this music is really good. Makes me actually want to play Skate or Die. But I'm sure Skate or Die is probably not that good of a game. Like, the world, there's skateboarding games pre-Tony Hawk, then there's skateboarding games post-Tony Hawk, and then there are skateboarding games post-Skate. You know, that's the era of skateboarding games. There's pre-Tony Hawk, post-Tony Hawk, pre-Skate, and post-Skate. Be like skateboard games, BTH, skateboard games, ATH. Yeah, not really able to understand what I'm saying. Before Tony Hawk, after Tony Hawk, or the time of Hawk, the age of the Hawk. That sounds like a Berserk reference. I think that's probably a chapter name. I don't actually know. I haven't read the new Berserk chapters at all. I hear that's not going hot overall. I probably will at least read it because I feel like in a world where, like, you know, Brandon Sanderson can finish Wheel of Time, like, it's not insane to be able to, you know, finish Berserk. I'm not gonna disparage it that fast, at least not yet. But then again, it does make me nervous about the ending. Because the only possible way this could end is it's kind of weird because the point of Berserk is that you can heal without getting revenge. At least you should let revenge consume you, because it's going to consume you. So. Look. There. Because the hair blocks the dick. I should probably block the dick most of it. Keep myself able to actually be in public spaces, I suppose. I still don't know why I'm so hungry. Not really doing foods. I think it's probably because I just am still not as comfortable as I'd like to be. That's probably it. I mean, I have been hitting some risque moments, especially like the Madam and that stuff, because she is very fan servicey. I think I mostly did that drawing thing because I was seeing a book and boob trend. I was kind of like, okay, that's kind of funny. What if a mage character was doing stuff like that? And then Management was literally my newest thing. I was kind of like, you know what? Sod it. So that's literally the reason why I had my sketchbook subject like that. So. Okay. Nearly got it. nearly done. We're roughly done here. I think I can now kind of like get into fucking just get it colored mode. Liner looks decent. Yeah, got it. Let's work off this. First things first, get you dark looking. Let's get everything dark so we just have a spot. Where I just know all the colors are filling. Alright. I also realized that I have not been fitting the tail at all. Should at least figure out how to fit the tail in. Hardcore. Yeah, like Rob Hubbard is really good at a punk sound in 8-bit. But maybe it could just be that overall punk is supposed to be a very unrefined sound style. Motherfucker. Yeah. Okay. I'm making this work, bro. Yeah, I'm probably like going a little too overboard. Just get the little spot that tip the little spots. Making it work. I think I got this in a rough spot. currently just in Ultra Instinct mode run. Now making this look more and more like what it needs to look like. Yeah, I'm basically just using the green kind of like highlight where the marks go. All right, making it work. Slowly and steady. Yes. Oops. I know what's up. I'm getting smarter and smarter about how I can tackle this. I'm making this shit work. Yeah, things are starting to work, man. So incredible. You gotta feel myself in order to push myself through. It's like a marathon. You gotta be your own biggest cheerleader in order to make things work. This looks more parallel, so I'm gonna push this more parallel. So far, so good. I think I might be able to get a rough of how the highlight's gonna look. I might just be able to pull it off. Let's see. Because if I use this yellow line, I can get what's essentially the highlight. Like a little the little bits of glowing blue. It's not blue, but it'll look blue. All right, good. Really got this working. I'm making significant progress, I'd say. Everything is going according to keikaku. Keikaku means plan in Japanese, or maybe Javanese. That's right, we're talking about Indonesia, everyone. Wait, no. Javanese would be, where is, the Java? Oh, damn, I fucked up. Oh, wait, I didn't fuck up. I still got this. I was like, looking at this, I'm kind of like, no, wait, I still got this right. The back needs the refinement. I can still clean this up. Damn it. Okay, I can probably like make this work like here. But this is the best I've got. Nipple. I could probably nudge nipple higher. But it's like, no. The thumb's in the way of the nipple. I could move the thumb down. I'm inadvertently censoring myself. I'm such a woke liberal. It's the wokes, honey. They're ruining art by having a sense of composition. Yeah, you probably don't care. Most people who give a shit about like the woke stuff don't actually give a care. Especially like all the Assassin's Creed stuff. I think that game's out. I've heard a whole lot of fucking nothing due to that game out to no fanfare. Like it used to be a complete kerfuffle, and now that it's out, there's just fucking nothing. Like no one cares, no one gives a shit. No one gives a shit. Almost as if it was just a made-up controversy. Yeah, well. Oops. It's kind of funny. I still haven't beat Shovel Knight yet. I need to beat Shovel Knight actually, so I can just say yes. I do play indie games. I'm not so complete. I'm not such a hype or a farmer or whatever it's called. I'm not so inundated with getting into the hype train that I don't actually finish the games that I kickstart or whatever. I actually didn't kickstart Shovel Knight. I just bought it on the Switch because it was there. Alright. This works. Good enough. Good enough. Good enough. Alright, I think there's a little bit I could rock right now. Shoot, how do I do this? I done goofed. know I can make this work. I'm the best artist in the world. I can make this work. The absolute top tier artist of top tiers. I can make anything work. I'm a top tier artist. I can make this work. Just gotta hype my ass up. Become the hypest motherfucker in video games. Maybe game. Okay. I think I have a rough refinement of how I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna be struggling with like how I'm gonna get the highlight here. I'm essentially making a whole alternate color here. Still, I've got this working. A cool lad. See, Ryan, you're smart. You can make this work. Also, diamonds. Got little diamonds in the puzzle. I don't know how the diamonds work, but work. The one thing that kind of sucks is I never put the tail in. You know what? I could just be decent to say that I could just add a little extra, just not be a dirt bag. Got it. Can't size. Maybe like an additional. This is not gonna fit a Game Boy screen. I know that. I'll deal with the gradients later. I think I'm kind of like, I just need to have the tail. Just, it looks like it's needed. I am absolutely cheating my own personal guidelines for what I'm willing to do for work, but it's like, it just feels like it's missing, you know? Oh, a tail. Oh, let's do a super fast draw it. Do it really fast. Just be wicked fast here. Okay, you work. Yeah, since I'm already kind of stretching beyond what I told myself that I'd be doing this commission for. I did say that I was gonna do a monochrome, but then I kind of like said, yeah, I'll accept like doing an alternate monochrome. Yeah, but I really need to make sure that I'm not like adding my job too much, because this kind of stuff is how I ended up having a September commission stretch all the way to the next year. So I gotta be careful not to just stretch things too far. So that's why I need to just put a limit on exactly how much I'm gonna work at this. So alright, so If I remember right, it's okay, yes. It's shift B. And we're going to, and at least I'm going to push this. Ryan, let this go. It's currently 10. You need to let this go. Ryan, just fucking let this go. Keep this till tomorrow. You are currently like working on this more than you do. Please stop. Ryan, I command you. I demand you. Just take a damper on this, bro. My dude. Just take 5 minutes. Please stop. Stop right now. Let it go. It's like a little bit of a pain, huh? Maybe like stuff like this. Let it go, Ryan. Ryan, stop. Stop. Okay. This is wider than the actual screen. This is wider than the screen, but it's solid. This is looking already good. So, Control S. S. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go, Ryan. Okay, I think I'm just gonna wrap this stream because it's already 10, it's touching 10, and I think I've hit a solid stopping point. So I'm gonna come back to this tomorrow with the actual proper finishing thing, because it's actually not as dumb as I first did. Because there's still a bit of a refinement that I want to do. Like, this head part still needs to be down, because I noticed that I'm missing that. I will get that down, so I'll get back to that much later. In fact, you know, looking at this visual, it actually looks pretty decent without really tight line art. I realized that maybe I should just get less precious about my line art. My digital sketches. Who knows? Anyway, I'm gonna wrap this stream for now. I'm gonna try streaming again tomorrow. Hopefully slightly earlier. But I'll be doing a whole bunch of other stuff with that, but you know, you'll know what I'm doing. I'm trying to make this more of an everyday thing at the moment. Anywho, thank you all for stopping by, and have a good night.